What is up, guys? Adam here, and this is the Womier K87 keyboard. Been looking at this keyboard for a while. I'm very excited to finally have it in my hands. I was trying to purchase it, but it was out of stock everywhere. Very normal for the custom keyboard community, as I am learning. But now that I have it in my hands, I have to say right off the bat, this is the most unique keyboard I have ever owned. It's made up of 3 pieces of plexiglass plastic, kind of just screwed together and put a PCB in there to make a keyboard, which is definitely very unique and different than what I've experienced before. Because of that material, it actually has very bright RGB lighting that's all over the place, and we're going to talk about that more in a bit. The K87 is 10 keyless. This means that the keyboard doesn't have the 10 keys on the side there. It does use USB Type-C and comes with a basic USB-C cable in the box, along with a brush for cleaning, a keycap puller, and a switch puller. This keyboard is also hot swappable, so if you don't like the keys that it comes shipped with, which I got the Gatoron yellow, you can simply swap them out for anything that you'd like to, because it does use a 5-pin PCB as opposed to a 3-pin, so you don't have to make any of those switch modifications or make any cuts on the switches that you buy. You can throw in something like the Gatoron yellows that it comes with, or the novelty creams. I threw in the drop halo clears because I wanted to try a different type of switch, but yeah, any switch that you would like, you can throw it right in. The keyboard comes shipped with ABS keycaps. At least that's what I found on the Banggood websites. I've seen other YouTubers mention that they're PBT. Either way, these keycaps are extremely cheap and extremely thin, so they're not going to sound very good and they don't feel very good. You're definitely going to want to replace these bad boys. Okay guys, we gotta talk about this absolutely insane RGB on this keyboard. The keyboard does use 2 different types of RGB lights. The keys are individually lit, as well as having a separate strip of RGB lighting acting like an underglow for the keyboard. The lights can be controlled individually by pressing the FN button and the insert, home, page up, page down, delete, and end buttons for the lighting of the keys, and the FN plus left control button to change the lighting of the underglow. There are a ton of different options, colors, and patterns with this RGB lighting, and I have to say this is likely the most customizable RGB experience I've ever had on a keyboard. So I did find a couple things that I didn't necessarily love about the keyboard, the first being the Incline. If you're someone who types with the wrist off of the desk, then you're probably not going to have an issue with this keyboard. But for me, I do rest my wrists on the desk, and this is probably the keyboard I've had the most issues with so far. There is absolutely no incline, which forced me to purchase a wrist rest, the first wrist rest I've ever had, because within 5 minutes of typing on this keyboard, when I was typing a paper for school, I was already having wrist pain issues. So I purchased a wrist rest, just a cheap Red Dragon wrist rest off of Amazon, and honestly, night and day difference. It completely changed for me, so that's something to consider. You are likely going to need to purchase a wrist rest for this keyboard if you're someone who likes to rest their wrist on the desk. Another thing I really didn't love about the keyboard was actually the build quality. So with the keyboard being made up of these 3 layers of plexiglass, it has flex and bend to it. Now that kind of bugs me, and the tolerances of the parts are a little bit loose inside of the keyboard itself, but that kind of bugs me. That's not a preference for everyone. That's just a me thing, so that might not be bugging you as much. Definitely consider that. It's going to be flexy. It's going to have some bend to it. If you're someone who really likes a stable, firm, and solid feeling board, I don't think that this is the one for you. And honestly, the bending and flexing is probably to be expected with a keyboard made of this type of material. The last thing I don't necessarily love about the keyboard is the stabilizers. These stabilizers are absolutely horrible. They're constantly rattling, extremely loose, so definitely recommend at least lubing these stabilizers with some dielectric grease and possibly even Band-Aid modding these guys, because you're going to need it. The wobble and the sound is very loud and can actually be kind of annoying to listen to. Guys, there's definitely a lot to like about this keyboard. The hot swap feature alone is really cool, being able to switch out any switches that you like. The RGB lighting, absolutely insane. Definitely the most brightest and unique lighting I have ever seen on any keyboard to date. The build quality issue, the plastic flexing, isn't really a big deal, and it's something that most people will probably get over as long as they're not constantly bending or using it as a weapon. And honestly is probably easily outweighed by the overflowing, absolutely beautiful RGB, which is really what makes this keyboard unique amongst the competitors. In conclusion, this keyboard is an excellent option for those looking for amazing RGB and the hot swap feature that you can get with this keyboard. That's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Leave a thumbs up if you want to see more content like this. Subscribe to see more future videos from my channel, and I will see you in the next one.